Hey, what's going on, cats and chicks? You know who it is. Slickback Rocker here. And you're probably wondering to yourself, what video are you going to do today, Slickback Rocker? Well, I'm glad you asked, because this is a video I don't really see too much from greasers that they've done on YouTube, so I might be the first one to do it ever. And that is going over my greaser-related magazines and books. That's right, I do a little bit of reading sometimes. Not often. You know, I'm not too much of a reader, but, you know, if something is interesting to me, I'll either buy it, pick it up, and read it and check it out. Whether it's magazines or books. You know, I'm into some stuff. Alright? So, I have more magazines than I do books. Alright? My books and magazines are on this little table here. I used to use this table for my record player. My record player's over there. I just feel like it fits over there more than it does over here. So, this table's kind of empty. I don't use it for much. So, I just kind of put my books and magazines over here. I'm going to talk about each one of them. Alright? So, considering, I think I'm just going to go over the magazines first, and then I'll go over the books. That's how I'm going to do this. Alright? So, we're going to kind of do this in order here, too, because I've kind of organized my magazines from, you know, the first one I ever bought, the first to the most current one I have. So, this is the first ever magazine I ended up purchasing, and it's a motorcycle magazine. Alright? Now, at the time, when I bought this, for one, it was on sale. $5.99. Alright? Some magazines are like $12. $5.99. It's on sale, so I figured fuck it, might as well, right? This magazine just has a lot of cool pictures of bikes, man, and, you know, let me just find some good pictures here. It talks about parts, bikes, you know, anything bike related. It talks about, very nice Harley Davidson right there. Alright, so yeah, anything bike related. Now, I haven't read too much from this magazine company. It's the only magazine I own by them. Some other nice looking Harleys right there as well. Yeah, I don't know too much by this company. I never really bought from them. This is the only magazine I really have bought from them. But I might check out another one by them. I might not. I don't know. Yeah, it just talks about custom bikes. You know, stock bikes. You know, rebuilding bikes. Fixing bikes. That's what this whole magazine's about. Bike stuff. Alright, so, yeah. The company who makes this magazine is called Cycle Source. Check them out if you want to. I'm not saying you have to, but Cycle Source. If you want to check them out online, pick up one of the magazines, you can. You know, I'm not saying you have to, but if you want to, Cycle Source. Only magazine I had by them, because I never really got into them too much. Alright, so, next magazine that I ended up purchasing throughout the years. It's not really a greaser-related magazine, but it's still a pretty cool one. So on Bruce Lee's 80th birthday, they made a magazine for him, and I ended up buying it because I like Bruce Lee. Here it is. 80th birthday celebration, American hero, Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's such a legend, man. And I figured when I seen this in CVS of all places, I had to pick it up. It's Bruce Lee. How could you not pick it up? How much did I even pay for this? Yeah, $13. See? That was $5. This is $13. See the big price difference there that I paid for this? Anyways, here's the front. Let's take a look in here, shall we? Let's see what this is like. Yeah, American hero, Bruce Lee. I did read this whole magazine too, just to, you know, get to know Bruce Lee a little bit better and what his life was, because I've only seen Bruce Lee in movies. You know, I never really took too much looking into his life, what he's about. Chapter 2, Rebel. Look at young Bruce Lee on that motorcycle. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, pretty much just goes into his life, his background, how he learned martial arts. It got into his movie career a little bit, not too much. But yeah, Bruce Lee was a cool dude, man. It sucks that he died. Yeah. All problems are brought into nice. Drop them. Bruce Lee magazine. Alright, moving on. Next magazine I bought down the line were from these company right here. Now, this is a greaser related magazine company, old school company. And the company for this is called Old School Rods. Hot rods is what this is about. So I have two from them. And I did take out the posters. I did put them up on my wall over there, so there's not going to be any posters in here. I took them all out. The first Old School Rods I ended up buying was this one. Alright. Now I gotta say, this company is very fantastic and has begun to become one of my favorite magazine companies of all time. I mean, it pretty much talks about old school hot rods. Look at that nice 57 Chevy, man. One day it will be mine. One day it will. But yeah, a lot of old school greaser related stuff in here. Hot rods, 57 Chevys, Chevrolets in general. A lot of old school hot rods in here, man. And the artwork in here is cool too. Look at the artwork in here. Always cool artwork. If that was bigger, I'd put that up my wall, but that's kind of small. I don't know if I want to put that up my wall. I don't think I'm going to. I think one day I might subscribe to these guys. These guys make good magazines. I like the magazines these guys make. A lot of cool stuff, man. This is something I need to cut out here because the artwork on here is just cool. Viva Las Vegas. I might cut that out later, actually. Put that on my wall. I might. Alright, next Old School Rods magazine. This one. Like I said, same thing here. I took out all the posters. And already it's just showing a lot of really cool stuff. Like, a lot of old school stuff. I mean, look at that. All the stuff is advertising. A little paper fell out from there. 69% off saving on Old School Rods. I might check this company out a little more, man. Start buying more of their magazines. Alright, right off the bat. Old School Rod. Hot rod. Oh, some of these posters from in here I didn't cut out. Ooh. I'm going to cut some of these out. So I'm realizing now that some of the posters in here that were not cut out probably going to have to come out here, man. Not all of them, because I don't like all the hot rods that are in here, but some of them. I mean, it just talks about custom rods, how they build them. This one's not even fully finished yet. They were still in the room of making that one. There's some hot rods in here I didn't even cut out. I forgot we're even in here. Yeah. I'm just looking at the cool artwork again, man. More Viva Las Vegas artwork. I want to go there so bad, man. Looks like a really good time. More cool artwork. This one was in the previous magazine I showed you by these guys. This one's a different one. If it was bigger, I'd cut it out, but it's not. It's a smaller one. And just, what nice way to end off the back. Nice white and red design on the hot rod. Couldn't end it off better. Alright, next up, we have an Elvis and the Colonel magazine. Alright, so when the Elvis movie came out, this magazine was out. And I seen it, I bought it. Alright, that's how it went. Alright, now I know a cat who did a review on this. I didn't do a review on this, obviously. But it pretty much goes through Elvis and his manager. Pretty much like the Elvis movie, man. And it talks about his life and some of the stuff he did. Alright, talks about the songs he covered on his early years. It talks about his 60s years and 70s years. And a lot of other good stuff about Elvis. Some pretty cool pictures in here of Elvis, too. Alright. You get the idea. Alright, next up, we have, I think this is the next one. This one's not really greaser related either, but I guess it kind of is, but not really. America's most notorious gangsters. Mobs. The mob. Al Capone right there. My favorite. But this pretty much goes through the story of mobs and gangsters back in the day. Pretty cool stuff, man, to, look at and see what the mob was like back in the day. And who the leaders were, who the bosses were back then. It's just stuff I like, the old school stuff. Lucky Luciano, man, is another one of my favorite mobs from back in the day. It does talk about Al Capone in here as well. I'm trying to find it. Fuck, I don't know where that's at, man. But you get the idea. Mob stuff is what it all talks about. Alright, 3 more magazines left. Next up, Heroes of World War II. So this just pretty much just talks about World War II and how it was back then. And how many people survived and how many people didn't. That's all this was. Alright, next up, we have the Rolling Stones. Oh shit, everything's fucking falling over. God damn it, no! Fuck. Anyways, next up, Rolling Stones 50s, from the 50s. This was given to me, so it's not in its case. The case got all torn up, but it goes over 50s, people from the 50s, Little Richard, Buddy Holly, Elvis Presley, not Buddy Holly, Chuck Berry, all that stuff is in here about them. Now let's go over all my books, shall we? Let's do this. The first book I ever got was given to me again, James Dean's Rebel Without a Cause, on book. I didn't even know they made this on a book, but they do. And it was given to me, and I've never actually read it. I've only watched the movie, but yeah. Next up, I forgot one magazine. Fuck, I forgot about this. It's another Elvis magazine. Found another Elvis magazine. This one's a little bit different. It's got more pictures than it does talk about Elvis, but it's got a lot more pictures than the other Elvis one did. Completely forgot about this one. The King Reborn. Now we continue with the books. Next up, Good Rockin' Tonight, Sun Records Company. This talks about Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash. You know, some of the big names that were in Sun Records. I've yet to read this book as well, too. I need to read it, because it's probably a good book. A lot of pages in here. This is definitely up my alley, man. Need to get reading on that. Alright, and the last book we have, Cats and Chicks, is the Elvis 68 Comeback. Alright, this is a pretty good book. I'm not going to read any of my fucking books. I read my magazines, I have to read my books. This is a bigger book, though. Really cool picture right there. Oh, yeah. This obviously just talks about, well, the 68 Comeback special and the songs he played and, you know, some people that he played with. Some of the movies he was in during the 68 or 1960s, you know. All that other stuff. Some of the songs he had out. Long live the King of Rock and Roll. Alright, Cats Chicks, well, that is all my grease-related books and magazines. I need to get reading more of the books. I've only read the magazines, but you get the idea. So, thank you all, Cats Chicks, for watching this video. If you liked it, like, subscribe, follow, share, I don't know. But, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys and chicks in the next video. Dig it!